Hi everybody, Dr. Bill Crawford here, psychologist, speaker, author of 4 books, host of 2 PBS specials. Here today to bring you another tip on how to help you create the life you want, how to bring more clarity, confidence, creativity into everything you do. Today I want to look at the subject of other people's unhappiness. There's a quote that I'm sending out to those 5,000 people on my quote list. You can be one of those, by the way. All you got to do is go to my website, billcrawford.phd.com. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. You'll get one each week. The quote says, "The truth is people simply have the right to be as unhappy and as miserable as they want to be." Now, on some level, I think that's self-evident, but have you noticed, if you're one of these folks who really believe that happiness or joy or peace of mind is something really important in your life, maybe the most important thing, and you're kind of going around being that way, have you noticed that sometimes people do not see that as good information? They don't really compliment you on that. They seem to take your perspective as criticism. Like, okay, well, if you're so happy, you must think I'm doing something wrong, or I have no right to be this way. And especially, I think this is the case, is when those of us who kind of do believe that happiness, joy, peace of mind is worth kind of pursuing and making really important in our lives, when we try to help other people see the value of this perspective. Often they don't say, "Thank you for sharing. What a wonderful idea, happiness and joy. I've never thought of that." They often, again, take it as criticism, or see us as just someone who's basically out of touch. You're one of those kind of Pollyanna folks who really doesn't really know what's going on, just likes to pretend that everything is great and blah, 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 blah. So I have adopted a philosophy that helps me deal with that, because in the past, when I would see someone that wasn't happy, I would really try to be helpful. I would say, "Well, gosh, have you thought about looking at the situation this way?" And again, because they haven't asked me for their opinion or my opinion, or they haven't asked me for my help, they have a tendency to take that as criticism and start defending the very perspective that I'm really encouraging them to change. So what I decided to do is get really clear that, people do have the right to feel and think pretty much any way they want to feel and think. So one of the things, philosophy I've adopted is I never give advice unless I'm asked. That's really helpful. Someone says, "Hey, I believe that anger really is helpful because it really gets people's attention and they pay more attention to me. And I believe that worry is great because it keeps me from, letting things slip through the cracks if I'm always worried about them." I say, terrific, because they're not really asking me for my opinion at that point. They are defending their worldview, stating it. Kind of in a way, "What do you think?" But really, they don't want to know what I think. They want to know, do I think they're wrong? And I want to be very clear, I do not really think anyone is wrong for feeling and thinking however they want to feel and think. Now, in the role of a psychologist or a seminar leader, a workshop, or a speaker, I think it's my job to be as helpful as possible. So one of the things I will try to do in those kind of situations is, again, confirm their right to think and feel and believe whatever it is they do. I would encourage them, however, to do this on purpose, deliberately, in a way that they would teach to someone they love. And that often gives them an opportunity to rethink this, because sometimes people get angry not on purpose just because they think someone made them that way. Or they find themselves worrying not because they decided that worry is really a good idea, but it's just how they find themselves being when they are criticized about it, or when they feel criticized about it, they defend it. But when I say, are you doing that on purpose? Is it really producing the results you want? And most importantly, would you teach it to someone you love? I think that's when people get really clear, because they start evaluating their experience not in terms of their right to feel it, but from another part of the brain, that part of the brain that really wants the best for those we love, and that purposeful part of the brain. This comes up sometimes when I'm talking to parents about spanking. They say, "Well, are you saying I shouldn't spank my child?" I say, "Well, no. I think, if you are able to spank with love and peace of mind," because see, most people hit when they're frustrated or angry or upset. And unfortunately, what I think that teaches is that whenever you're frustrated or angry or upset and you can hit harder to get your way, well, that's the way you do it. It's not exactly what I think they're wanting to teach. I don't think they're doing that on purpose. And I really don't think they would teach that to their kids in a way that really has their kids doing that in order to get their way. And yet, we got to be careful for those of us who are out there choosing to be a certain way, that we don't come across as the happier than thou. There's holier than thou, and then there's happier than thou. Or that we don't come across in a way that implies that our way is good and their way is bad. The truth is, people do have the right to be just as miserable and unhappy and worried and angry as they want to be. Now, if you're in a relationship with this person and that affects your experience of life, that's another video. We need to go into that in a little more deeper. But if this is a coworker or even a family member that you really don't see that often, or just someone in your life that has really decided that they want to be this way, why don't we just let them be that way and focus our attention on who we want to be and what we would teach to those we love. I hope you're finding these videos meaningful and valuable. I'm having a wonderful time bringing them to you. If you do, please hit the like button. Tell your friends, share this if you would. The more people talk about it, the more we kind of are able to be influential in the world. And this might be good information for some of the folks that are in your life. If so, please do that. If you want me to come do a presentation to your organization on how to access the part of the brain that is all about our purposefulness and our ability to be successful, and even happy if that's what you want, I can do that. It's what I do for a living. If you want to work with me as a psychologist, a life coach, whatever you want to call me, all you got to do is go to my website, billcrawfordphd.com, hit the contact button, let me know what you're interested in, and I would love to talk with you about that. In the meantime, here's to you bringing more clarity, confidence, creativity to everything you do, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.